The last one, and again I mentioned there are so many, but the last one I thought would be appropriate. And the name of this one is not necessarily a reflection of where she lives, but I call this one the Yaletown Princess. Putting in some notes here. So the Yaletown Princess, perceived by men as high maintenance. You have two glasses.
I know, and then I'm giggling on top of that. I do live in Yaletown, but and I'm a princess, but
okay. Well, let me go
not
with
together.
Yeah. So again, they see her as being a very high maintenance, very picky about her discerning taste, from the way her sushi is put together to the kind of shoes that she buys, and she expects. I think that's the biggest thing. The expectancy that a man should take care of her both emotionally and financially. That's the big one.
That's me. I'm just kidding. Sarcasm.
Well, for men, that in itself is a turn-off. Of course, men want to be there financially and emotionally for you, but it has to happen in a way where they are inspired and driven to be that.
So, no, sorry, why do they always go for those girls then?
Yeah.
They always do. Because I have guy friends who've talked to me and said, women in this town, they're also stuck up. And so I say, well, I saw you with those two girls over there. And I go, they're pretty, they look, you know, you're judging from the side. But I go, they look a little Yaletown princess. Yeah, they are actually. I go, so why are you always going for that type?
Because they're pretty and confident, well put together.
Yeah, because that's what they want, but they don't want. So they want that package.
Feminine and vulnerable. And
yes, it's
what they want on the outside.
It's an interesting case because, I mean, from an attraction standpoint, when men look at that, it's very attractive.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they don't necessarily like the things that come along with that.
Yeah, but they keep going back to that.
But then they keep going back to that. If a man
I think she's right though. She said they like what they see on the outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Men are very visual, and what can you do?
Well, if she's after their money, okay, if someone's after your money here, do you not learn your lesson after the first couple of dates when she expects you
Have we learned our lessons yet?
Go to your store?
Yeah.
I get there.
But also, and yes, looks can be on the totem pole of men's priorities sometimes, but again, we're focusing on relationship-oriented men, so men that are ready to settle. They will much rather go with a woman that, I mean, as you ladies know, women tend to rate women great, have the look scale. They would rather go with a woman that is maybe a 7, but is just the sweetest thing, is very nurturing and very great to be around, rather than going for the 9, who's just a pain to be with. So it really comes at what stage of life they
Yeah, I
find
was just
themselves.
going to say, so what you're saying is it depends on where they are and how ready they are.
And show appreciation for his gestures. Now, to conclude this, I think just doing a recap.
Actually, I do have one question
Sure,
that goes
go
way
ahead.
back. Okay, so let's say you're on that first date, right? And you say you don't want them to fully get to know you. But to me, as a parent, I'm a mother. I don't want to date a guy who doesn't like kids. I don't want to date a guy who doesn't like teenagers. I want to know right off the bat if it's fine with him that I've got myself a teenager at home. So for me, that much information needs to get communicated in the first date because, quite frankly, I'm fine if he doesn't call me again if he knows that having kids is an issue. So I think there's a certain amount of information that personally I want to be communicated. I want to know how he feels about kids, whether he's ever had any himself. Frankly, if he's been married before, because if he hasn't, he doesn't have a clue about living with, you know what I mean? Just certain things I want to know on a first date. And I'm not sure if that's an issue or not, but to me that's like, just like your basic ABC, whether I want to, it's not about perfect man, whether I want to proceed in engaging into something deeper, you know?
So it's, I mean, again, it's about what your expectations are. So you could ask for those questions on the first date. However, I'm sure you've been in situations where after you've known somebody long enough, there are things that you are willing to overlook. So for instance, if you get to know somebody and they happen to have children, because you realize that there's such an amazing person, you say, you know what, it's okay, I can manage. That's why you want to give people a chance to get to know you first.
It's not about the kids, it's about you in the first date.
The relationship, and then they can start going from there.
Yeah, you can say one nice thing, oh yeah, my son is, or my daughter is really great, and I'll do the kids, and move on.
Yeah, exactly.
But a lot of the times it becomes the conversation after that, right?
You're really hot, but I'm a teenager. We'll have to go back to your place.
So quickly to finish here.
Next reaction to that. Stop busting this concentration. I'm sorry.
I'm being distracted here.
I know, I should stand in the back.
Come on. No, we're fine there. So we went over the 3 steps that usually men go through in order to decide that they want to choose a woman. That's, well, the filtering stage, evaluating, and then making the decision, the acceptance stage, and then the fact that they process the date afterwards. So remember, just put your best foot forward and give him a chance to come back to you.
I have one more question.
Sure.
I've been storing about. Okay, this is a completely opposite. I've had a few dates where the guy's really nice. There's no chemistry. I really would genuinely like him to be a friend. I say, you know, this isn't chemistry, but you're such a cool guy. I'd really like to be your friend. What they hear is she's just rejected me. What they don't get is, to me, friendship is actually a really important thing. I don't offer friendship to a lot of people. This is actually like this plum, but they don't get it. To them, it's just rejection. She's not attracted. And I'm just wondering how to work around that.
But if a guy said that to you, would you be okay with it?
I probably would, unless I was like head over heels instantly. I'd be like, yeah, I can see that this would probably be more friendship. I get that.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually fine with that, because usually 2 people are either attracted or not. I mean, that's just honestly been my experience.
But friendship is so rare among men and women.
If you feel something like, oh no, I've had some.
And one thing you could do also is just say at the end of the date, had a great time with you, should stay in touch, just leave it at that, and then you develop a friendship afterwards. So maybe you
don't say that.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you give them a call, further down the road.
Yeah.
Hey,
just throw a party and invite them all. Have them meet my girlfriend.
Exactly. Yeah. So
there should be a referral service.
If you don't say that somewhere along the line, they might think that you're still interested, and they're going to try to get you still. And you'll be like, whoa, what is that for? You know what I mean? So there's kind of like a line
It's a fine line, isn't it?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Or they can't be your friend.
Yes.
They just
let
can't
them
get over
know.
it. They want you, and they just can't have you. And so they're like, they're done. They're gone.
Yeah. Just let them know that. Well, if it's not what you're looking for, just be clear. And hopefully he's saying. And the next thing is avoiding, again, the stereotypes. So just remember the stereotypes and the solution, some of the pointers that I gave today. And focus on managing the perception he has of you, so this way he wants to get to know you further. And that's how he will give you callbacks.
It's getting through that first date.
Exactly, yeah. And yeah, so that's it for me. And as far as, that's a great way to finish my speech.